Let's talk about one of the greatest corporate magic tricks. You've probably been caught in this before. You get an email, clear, direct, from someone higher up. It says, do X, achieve Y by this date. You put in the hours, you fight obstacles, and you hit your target. But what happens when the outcome blows up in your face? Keep watching to uncover what they never tell you about the cost of doing things right. Then, months later, it turns out the whole idea behind X was wrong. Terribly wrong. It loses money, wrecks the brand, makes headlines. So what happens? A meeting is called. The person who sent that original clear email, they might say something like, look, based on the data we had, the strategy made sense, but the execution, the implementation had issues. We didn't adapt to the market. Did you catch the sleight of hand? The real trick is this. The problem isn't the command itself, it's how you execute it. The moment things go wrong, the spotlight shifts away from the person who made the decision. Suddenly it's all on you, the one who actually walked the path. But why is it always you who ends up with the blame? And why does it feel like the system is designed this way? Let's break it down. You followed the order, you delivered the number, but somehow the responsibility for the entire disaster has dripped down the chain, past the origin, and pooled neatly at your feet. This isn't bad luck. It's not even really about you. It's a system, a pre-programmed way for organizations to handle failure. And today we're pulling back the curtain on it. If this has ever happened to you, you'll recognize the signs. You're in what I call the responsibility sinkhole. First, the goalposts move. You were told to increase sales. Simple, right? But then a new condition is added without damaging our premium brand or while maintaining perfect compliance. Suddenly, the impossible is expected. And when you miss that impossible target, you're blamed for not understanding the real objective. But did you even have a fair shot at succeeding? Keep watching to understand how this game is rigged. Second, your resources get audited in reverse. The budget you were given, the team you built, every penny in person is now examined under a microscope looking for misallocation. The big strategic blunder gets turned into a story about your poor budget management. Third, your own words are used against you. Those risk reports you sent, the updates, when things were good, they showed you were on top of things. When things are bad, they become proof you saw the problems coming and didn't stop them. Your paper trail becomes your leash. You find yourself in endless meetings, not to report, but to explain, to justify choices you made months ago with information you had then. You are no longer the doer. You are now the designated defender. So why does this happen? Why does I was just following orders fail as a defense every single time? Because the company isn't looking for who's truly at fault. It's solving a different problem. How do we protect the people at the top and make this mess go away? They do the math, and the math says you are the cheapest, most logical solution. Here's the calculation. Part 1, the decision versus the deed. A bad decision is abstract. It was a strategic bet, a necessary exploration, or just the best call with the information we had. It lives in the world of ideas, and ideas are hard to prosecute. A bad execution is concrete. It's 1,000 tiny choices. Who you hired, which vendor you picked, how you wrote the code, when you sent the email. In hindsight, any of those can be painted as a mistake. So the system takes the big fuzzy failure and grinds it down into a million little grains of sand, each one an operational error, and then pours that sand over you. You're buried not under one boulder of blame, but under an avalanche of microscopic second guessing. Part 2. Leadership needs a human shield. The higher you go, the more valuable the asset, and the most valuable asset is the authority of the people in charge. Their credibility cannot be tied directly to a messy public failure. So the organization creates layers of sacrifice. You are one of those layers. You are the buffer zone. Your job is to stand between a bad decision and the people who made it, to absorb the full impact so they don't have to. You are the airbag, and airbags are designed to be destroyed. Part 3. The company needs a ritual. After a disaster, the tribe needs a ceremony. They need to see that justice has been served, that the problem has been identified and removed. They need a story. A story needs a villain, a clear, simple villain. A vague, faceless committee isn't a good villain, but a specific manager who failed to execute effectively. That's perfect. Your firing or demotion isn't just punishment, it's a ritual cleansing. You become the scapegoat, sent away to carry the company's sins so everyone else stays safe. But here's the real question. Why is it always the most loyal ones who take the fall? What's the company's play here, and how do they get away with it? Let's look deeper. And the cruel joke is, the better you were at your job, the bigger the target on your back. Were you the go-to problem solver, the one who got things done? Great. Now you're the expert who should have known how to fix this mess, and your failure is therefore more blameworthy. Did you love your team? Fight for them? Protect them? Admirable. But here's the catch. The system knows your loyalty makes you a predictable sacrifice. It calculates that you'll take the hit to shield those you care about. And that's exactly why you're the one who gets tagged every time. But what if you could break free from this pattern? What if your loyalty wasn't your biggest weakness, but your greatest strength? Let's find out. Did you get things done by being creative, by bending rules? That ingenuity is now evidence of your maverick ways, the perfect explanation for why things went off the rails. So, what happens after you're tagged as the responsible party? There's a playbook. Option 1, the public example. Your departure is announced. The narrative is set. You failed in your duties. It's clean, formal, and serves as a warning to everyone else. Option 2, the quiet erasure. You're not fired. You're promoted to a special project that goes nowhere. Your access is cut. You become a ghost in the system, a line item on a budget somewhere forgotten. Option 3, the suicide mission. You're given a chance to redeem yourself on an impossible project. It's a setup. If you fail, it confirms you were the problem. If you somehow succeed, the company wins twice. All of these are just different ways for the system to dispose of the liability that has been assigned to you. The ancient logic behind this is simple. The king must never be seen to err. So you create a class of people, the knights, the ministers, whose official job is to take the fall. Their honor is in their usefulness as a shield. In a modern company, you're not a knight. You're a risk terminal. You are the point in the circuit where all the dangerous voltage of failure is supposed to earth itself, so the main power source isn't fried. Understanding this changes everything. It means the weight you feel isn't necessarily the weight of your mistake. It's the weight of a structural tax. You are being taxed to pay for the security of those above you. So stop looking for the perfect email that will save you. Start looking at your position on the organizational map. Are you in the low-lying area where all the blame naturally drains? This is the big vertical game of hot potato, but there's a horizontal one too that's just as frustrating. It's the daily mystery of why the authority you're given never, ever matches the responsibility you're handed. Why you're always accountable for things you don't fully control. That's the next layer of the maze. Next time, we'll dive deeper. Why does your authority never match your responsibility? And what's really happening when your role is all risk with no control? Stay tuned. This next part will give you the tools to navigate the corporate maze. Until then, remember this. In the corporate ecosystem, responsibility follows the path of least resistance. And you, my friend, have been landscaped to be the path of least resistance.